What is up, guys? It is me, Max, back again with another guitar tutorial, and today we are going to take a look at Billie Eilish 8 from her brand new album, which I find pretty damn interesting because it's so different from everything else put out onto the music market at the moment. So this specific song has some uke in it and some guitar later on. And we're obviously going to take a look at the guitar chords, which we can play throughout the entire song, so don't worry about that. And I'm going to show you how to play the higher pitch versions of those chords later on in order to mimic the uke a bit, but that is totally up to you. I actually prefer just going along with those guitar chords throughout the entire thing. And before we get started, my Instagram is down in the description. I've been getting more and more active on that, so be sure to check that out. And my Spotify playlists are down there as well in case you want to see or hear what kind of music I'm listening to at the moment. So be sure to check those links out. And without any further ado, let's jump into the song. As you can see, we have to put our capo down onto the first fret across obviously all strings because it's a capo, but we're going to take a look at those chords. The first one is a D sharp, but because of our capo, it's a regular D shape. So we take our first finger, our index finger, and we put it onto the third fret on the third string. We take our second finger and we put it onto the third fret on the first string, and we take our third finger and we put it onto the fourth fret on the second string. Now we take our thumb, we wrap around our guitar neck up here, and we mute the sixth and fifth string by just slightly touching those two strings. That is our first chord, the D sharp. Our second chord is a bit more difficult and probably the oddest one out of all of our four chords here because it's a G minor, looking like this. We take our first finger and we put it across all six strings on the third fret, so it's a bar chord. We take our third finger, we put it onto the fifth fret on the fifth string, and our pinky onto the fifth fret on the fourth string. That's what it should sound like. If that is too hard for you, and if you can't get these bar chords down yet, just put your first finger solely onto the third fret on the sixth string. You will have the power chord version of it. Obviously, it's not going to have those high notes then that kind of make the chord sound the way it does, but it's still going to be okay. And our third chord is an F minor. We've got our capo on the first fret, so that chord is actually pretty easy for us because we're actually just going into an E minor shape. We take our second finger and put it onto the third fret on the fifth string. We take our third finger and we put it onto the third fret on the fourth string. That is it. So we've got our D sharp, our G minor, our F minor, and our last chord is an A sharp, which for us will be the shape of a regular A because we've got that capo. So first finger onto the third fret on the fourth string, sorry. Second finger onto the third fret on the third string, and third finger onto the third fret on the second string. And once again, we need our thumb wrapping it up around here and touching the sixth string this time. So the lower E string, we don't want that to make any sounds. And that is our last chord. D sharp, G minor, F minor, and A sharp. So what do we do rhythm-wise? In the intro, I would recommend playing what I played in the intro of this video, which is this, because it has a flow to it, and later on in the song it will turn into this, so a bit more cut into pieces by muting the strings in between. But let's take a look at that first rhythm. We go down, down, up, and we go up, down, up. That is the entire thing. We do that twice on each chord. Down, down, up, up, down, up. We do that twice on the D sharp. twice on the G minor, twice on the F minor, and obviously twice on the A sharp. And that is our intro rhythm. And as I said, it changes up a bit throughout the song. So what we end up doing is down up and mute the strings. And we don't go down up immediately. You will have to time that right with the song because we have a little pause. Then we go down up, mute the strings, up, down, up, mute the strings. And we do that twice on each chord. So it's then on the G minor. And now you can actually hear that little pause in between. And then obviously on the A sharp. So that is what we do with our basic chords, or well, not obviously basic chords, but with our guitar chords. So let's take a look at what the uke plays or what we could do to mimic that. We will have the exact same chords in the exact same order, but we'll have them up here in order to get those high pitch notes. So the first one, our D sharp, which we had here, still sounding quite similar, is now up here. We've got our first finger on the first and second string on the 11th fret, and we've got our second finger on the 12th fret on the 3rd string. That is our high pitch version of the D sharp. Then we put our fingers on like this for the G minor. First finger now on the 10th fret on the 1st string, second finger on the 11th on the 2nd string, and third finger on the 12th on the 3rd string. So we've got the D sharp, the G minor. Now we stay in that exact same shape and just slide down 2 frets with each finger. So now we've got our first finger on the 8th fret on the 1st string, second finger on the 9th on the 2nd, and third finger on the 10th fret on the 3rd string. That is our F minor. So the D sharp, the G minor, the F minor, and then we round it up by going into a D shape for our A sharp. So now we've got the first finger on the 10th fret on the 3rd string, second finger on the 10th fret on the 1st string, and third finger on the 11th fret on the 2nd string. The D, the G, the F, and the A. That is the entire song. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop it a thumbs up, helps me out more than you might think. And if you haven't done so already and are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button somewhere down there. It'll be over here or over here. I'm not too sure. As I said, Instagram and Spotify in the description down below. And there's nothing left to say except for, as always, I hope that I will see you guys next time.